everyone. Good evening. Happy Friday to you, and welcome to Waking God's Child YouTube channel. We are here again tonight with Candy Nelson, guest host. And tonight we're going to be discussing a few things on the topic of also that I believe Morgellons is the syndrome. That's what I put at the subtitle. You got to have a title to go in here, but Candy, that doesn't mean we have to talk about that. So because just a second ago when you and I were kind of recapping on things and subjects that we might or topics we might touch on tonight, you just told me something interesting and I'm excited to hear and I'm worried to hear and I'm not even sure what all I am to hear, but I want to hear about this out of body shower experience, correct?
Okay. Well, first of all, I just wanted to touch base again and you tell everybody how your mom's doing.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. My mom, thanks to all of y'all's prayers and everyone's concern and care, is doing really, really good. She's been using a walker, but today I heard she went out to eat for my brother's birthday at Olive Garden with no walker. So, I mean, she's a walking miracle considering she went from having to have a second surgery with the stomach completely still detached from the, uh, what, help me out here, having a brain fart. um from the well she was a intestine. Lisa, so to like literally scheduled the next morning for a second surgery, emergency surgery, and doctor comes in, she's going to go in at 3 p.m. We're all sitting there at 2 p.m. Doctor walks in and says, I don't know how this happened, Mrs. Hicks, but as of right now, it's a miracle. Your stomach and your intestines are attached like overnight. I mean, she went 2 weeks with it not healing and not working to having an emergency surgery at 3 p.m. the next day to all of a sudden they were back attached. And it wasn't like just a mistake. He actually showed us, the results where you could see it was clearly still detached. And she's a walking miracle. And prayers, I guess is what I'm getting at. Your prayers, all y'all's prayers, like literally worked. Thank you. And thanks for asking about her, Candy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's crazy, amazing.
I'm telling you, it's a miracle. I don't think I told you that part, but I mean, she's a walking miracle for real. So, out of body shower experience, and this almost sounds like a little sultry, but I don't think it is. So, let's let's see what you're going on here with.
Okay, so I'm in the shower the other day and I'm like, I'm washing my body, I'm washing my head, and I was like, I just felt like this great sense of loss, like I was missing something, like one of my body parts or something. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? Why am I mean, I was literally shaking and almost crying. And I'm like, why am I feeling this way? And I'm showering, and I'm like trying to get myself together. And I'm like, I got so shaky, I had to hold on to the shower bar because I was afraid I was going to fall.
Wow.
And I'm like, why am I feeling this way? And I mean, I'm like, because, it's like I have no lesions, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? And it was like this great sense of loss because I finally realized why I was feeling that way. I've had those lesions for so long. It's
Yeah.
like I was missing a body part because they weren't there.
Wow. Wow.
I
So
was
it was
like,
literally out of body, out of injury
yeah.
experience.
And so, I talked to my friend Paul. You talked to Paul before. I talked to him, and he's like, he's like, that's perfectly natural. And he said, because, you listen to these people that have like these tumors and stuff for like 20 or 30 years and they have it removed, and they say the same thing. They feel like they're missing a body part because it's part of you. And then all of a sudden it's not there anymore.
Yeah, I've
And
heard that.
I'm like, okay, well, that kind of makes sense. And I told him, I said, I even went through this emotional part where I kind of felt like, kind of like survivor's remorse. It's like, I don't have any lesions, but I
Yeah.
had people ask me, because mine were so massive and they were all over my body. It's like, how did you get rid of them? I'm like, I have no clue. It just happened. I mean, I've done
You
so
let go and
much.
you let God.
Yeah, I did so much to alleviate them and make them go away, and then it's like now they're gone and everybody wants to know how I did it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't even begin to tell you all the
Yeah.
crap I did to my body over all those years.
I hear you on that.
What was the
I
magic
really do.
potion? I don't know. You know?
You know, I've had people ask me why my lesions aren't bad too. So, and kind of like you, it's like when I stopped, I guess, stopped worrying so much, they kind of just did it by themselves. Don't get me wrong, still have them and still get it. But
Yeah. Yeah. And then my husband, when he came home, I told him about it. He's like, well, think about it. He said, it's the first time in years you haven't gotten a shower screaming your head off. Because the water, the water would hit my body, I was like, it would hurt me so bad.
bless
I
your
mean, I'd be
heart.
in the shower screaming, and I called a shower at that time a total act of defiance. You know, it's like, up yours. You know, I'm taking a shower. You
I'm
know,
doing it anyway, dang it.
right? So, but he knows because I would get in the shower and try to wash, and I mean, I literally be screaming in pain. And
I'm not
so,
laughing. I'm like laughing with misery. Like that's like I can't even imagine going. I never had that pain like that showering. I had pain in like different ways, and I know everyone's different, but bless your heart, just to take a shower and be so miserable. And I imagine it was way different to finally get in and step in, and all of a sudden it's just like, where's my pain? This is bliss. Oh gosh, bless you.
I felt like an addict with withdrawal symptoms, you know, or something. I'm like,
I don't know what to do.
right? And
Yeah,
like I
well,
said,
and
I
then
had to
now you
actually
have
hold on to
broken
the
arms
shower
and
bar.
missing limbs and stuff. I mean, if you think about it, it is kind of that psychiatric kind of psychology where it's a mental thing that where you just are so used to something, one thing all the time for so long that when you go without it, you don't know what to do. But I mean, thank God you're going without it. That's all I can say.
I know, but it was just like I said, it was so weird because I actually had to hold on to the shower bar because I was shaking so bad. I was afraid I
Wow.
was going to fall.
So
And
that's terrifying though, I bet. I bet that really scares you too, because that is to feel like you're not in control of your body like that. I know how that feels because I get that way often for no reason other than Morgellons, just standing up, walking down the hall. But I mean, just to feel that way, it's a terrifying feeling sometimes, and it's also just a bewildering feeling. It's like, why is this happening?
well,
So
and another thing too, I was thinking in my head while I was in the shower, I was like, damn it, what happens? You know, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. My husband's at work. He's gone all day. What happens if I actually do pass out, hit my head, and I'm like, the
right,
shower's, it's warm and pretty hot right now. But then if I pass
yeah, and
out
then
and
what?
I'm in the
Like,
shower and a couple hours later and the damn hot water runs out and I got cold water shooting on me for hours.
or drowning in it. I mean, because you can still drown in an inch of water. That's terrifying.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be taking any more showers anymore when I'm home alone. You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's scary. Well, I mean, baths probably are scary. I was gonna say take a bath, but that would probably not be a good option. I mean, maybe just don't bathe. Just wear some deodorant every day. You know, I mean, who's counting really? I mean, they won't smell a thing anyway. No, I'm just kidding. That
well,
is scary though. I would definitely make sure someone was there if you're feeling that often like that for sure.
yeah.
Um, like I said, I've been fortunate like with the showers, the bathtub that happened to me one time about 3 years ago. I remember, I mean, I blacked out in the tub, and luckily, I mean, I came to right away because when you black out, you're not just laying there unconscious forever. But all I could think to myself was, I don't have a husband. My daughter's, well, she was only like 11 at the time. I'm like, she's out of school. What is going to happen to me? But yeah, I know with Morgellons and all of us that are suffering with this, I think we have to be way more careful than most people have to be with anything. I mean, obviously, we got our skin is tender and sensitive, and our body, the internal portion of it, is so messed up and confused with all of the other stuff going on with it that we, I mean, we kind of are directionless and helpless. Like we have to hope that we have somebody to rely on. I'm so glad that George, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad he's there, and he seems like such a sweet man. I'm so happy. And you have suffered long and hard, and if anyone deserves someone to be by their side, it's you.
Oh,
So I'm really, really proud of you, and really think he's an amazing gentleman. So, and you know, he's kind of got a fabulous wife. So what can you expect?
what's not to love, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, it really though, really. There's, I mean, everyone knows you're an amazing individual, but I could tell like you wouldn't be attracted to another man if he wasn't an amazing personality as well. Because I know you're not going to settle. So I already know just by talking to you, and I know your character, but just listening to him and all the stuff he does, I just think you both are just a loving, beautiful couple, and I'm just so happy for you guys. So
Well, I was just so impressed when he actually said to me, he's like, "Well, it's think about it. It's the first time in a long time you got it in the shower without screaming your head off." And I'm like,
true. That's sad though.
"Yeah, I know." I
But I
actually
mean,
recorded
yeah,
it
it
one
is
time.
sad.
My skin was so inflamed and I was so broke out, and I just knew, I'm like, this
I'm like
shower's gonna be
amazed how you
hell.
look right now though. Like you don't have your face looks good.
I know.
You're
Well,
not
I got the
flushed or
scars.
red. You look so good.
Yeah, I've got the scars, but I don't care about
You
scars.
know,
Scars.
scars are battle wounds. Come on, we earn those. But you look amazing, and your scars don't show. Like you're just a beautiful soul anyway. And I think if Morgellons has taught any of us anything at all, it's that we've learned that the flesh, the materialistic flesh body part of us is not where the beauty radiates from anyway. I mean, that's the one thing I can say Morgellons is probably good about. It humbles us, it makes us appreciate things, but we also know that our inner beauty radiates. We learn that from, having and being deprived from the outside beauty at one point in time or another, and or we think, but truth be told, I mean, most of you guys radiate no matter what, that you're just beautiful inside and out, whether you have the scars or the lesions, or I mean, you're just beautiful people. And it seems like this syndrome seemingly afflicts beautiful souls. So I can't say I'm sorry I got it. I got to meet all of you, and if anything, that's a blessing. I'm just going to count it like that. So, but anything new happened with you this week besides that really bad experience?
Well, I mean, you're talking about Morgellons and what it does to you.
Anything? Just did you have a good week?
Well,
We got to be
Morgellons.
human too at the end of the day, right?
Well, it's humbled me. It's really humbled me. It's changed my personality. And there for a while, I spent so much time so depressed and so sad, and trying to still be strong and be helpful to other people and be cheerful and be kind.
Hard.
And
It's a lot.
it's like, oh my God. And so since the lesions have been gone, it's like, wow, I
Yeah.
feel like a
It's a
flower child
weight.
or something.
It's a
But,
weight. Hey, Kat, I am a metaphysician and spellbreaker says I'm listening as I drive. Peace be with you both and the chat too. Hi,
oh,
Kat. We love you. We're glad you're here. You're an amazing individual. She's like, oh, yeah, I missed the other two. I have my big screen TV on so I can see. Oh, I don't have my googly eyes. Like, wait a minute, hold on. What do we got? So
yeah,
I'm
we're still
actually
live.
still using my phone, but TV is helping me out a lot.
Well, and
So
I told you I had that funeral to go to today. And
yeah, I'm sorry
the
about that.
lady that I went to the funeral, I met her probably, I started working at that company. Her and her daughter both worked there. I started working there in 1982. I probably didn't meet her till like maybe 1983. I met her daughter before that. And anyway, so I left the company in 2000. And so I spent like I said, almost 20 years at that company. A lot of us got really close over the years, and then when I left from there, I got disconnected. Well, then I got sick, and so I started getting all these bloody, crusty lesions all over my body. I didn't want to be around people that didn't know,
Yeah,
what I was going through. I mean, and so I just kind of like reclused up for a number of years and
yeah,
didn't reach out to any of them. And well, I seen her and her mom in one of the towns in between me and them. Oh, probably about 5 or so years ago. I don't know, maybe 10. And so, of course, we all hugged, and I was telling them a little bit about things that was going on, but I don't know if I went into Morgellons or not. I don't know. Well, then one day I got a friend request from the daughter on Facebook, And so I accepted the friend request, and I was supposed to come out and visit with her and her mother because they're like probably about an hour and 45 minutes from me. Well, then the COVID stuff came up and I didn't get to go. And with her mother being elderly and all, then me having the lesions and everything I was going through, I just
Yeah.
didn't want to expose her to anything that would cause damage. So, I just kind of sat
Yeah, you're
back and waited. And
kind. You're kind.
but I always felt bad because I kept saying, she's getting older, the mother's getting older. I need to get out there and see them before something happens, and I never did. And so then her daughter posted, that she had passed, and I was like, oh gosh, I just have to go to this funeral. And then I kind of like, again, sometimes we're our own worst enemy. I kept
Yeah.
thinking to myself, all these lesions and these battle scars, and, no lesions, but I got scars. And, and I kept thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm going to go to this funeral, and all these people that knew me like 30, 40 years ago are going to be there from the company. And, I was kind of
How
nervous
hard.
because, yeah, I was like, what do I say to these people? I haven't seen them in decades, And so I was like, you know what? No, I know I need to be there. I'm going to go do this thing. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to do it. Whatever happens, happens. Well, I get
Good for
there,
you. Good
and
for you. That takes a lot too.
yeah,
Takes
I
so
didn't
much.
see any of our other coworkers other than the daughter, which I had already told her about the stuff I'd been through. So, if they were there, I didn't recognize them because, like I said, it's been years, and they must not
Yeah.
have recognized me either because nobody said anything. So
Well,
I
you
left.
still look young because I saw your pictures before. You're still like they probably thought, "Who's that young thing?" So you're
She
just
she
you look good.
Well, she was like, she just said, oh, thank you so much for coming, Candy. I was like, I'm glad I was able to be here, I
Yeah.
mean, but
That was so good of you to still do that because here you are, along with thousands of others, but that's selfless. That's so selfless because here you are suffering with your own internal, emotional, physical pain, and it's amazing how you put your own feelings aside, knowing it's going to be hard because it's hard for us to be around people. It is. We don't know how to act. I can't even be in crowds anymore. It's very hard. If I have to, like a birthday or something, I'll do it. But I mean, it's very selfless of you to put your own your emotional pain and suffering aside and go in there with an open heart and all that love and just to be there at super important like time for all of them. And yet you're so, like I said, selfless. That's the only way I can explain it. That's very selfless. You're a
like
good,
I
good
said,
individual.
I
I'm
was just so
proud to know
nervous
you.
because if I would have seen any of our other coworkers from 30 or 40 years ago, they would have been like, oh, what's she been doing? She been on drugs,
You got some crack? Oh,
She
there's
got
some crack over
mess
you.
sores or crack sores.
I was
So,
just there's some crack and stuff. I don't know. And then these gallons came upon me. I'm like, what are these gallons?
what are those
So
conspiracy theory
gotcha.
things?
Right. Though, like I said, I mean, I think most people see you for this amazing individual. They don't even look at your anything. I mean, I know, like at one time you said it was so bad, and I saw you with some of them, and I saw pictures, and I'm just like, my gosh, that is so bad. I'd like put me to shame with, I thought mine was horrible. My whole head was just like a big old pock at one time. But I look at you with the years that you had suffered with that and fought it so, diligently and you're just like, I ain't giving up. And, some of us have had it just, like me, I'm like 6 years. So we got other people that are, 10 years. My friend Sharon, she's going on 10, I think. I mean, there's so many people that have had it, but I mean, I call you a veteran, and I don't even know if that's not really the right word but you have had it so long, and it's mind blowing to think of battling that as you have for all of those years, and you just never laid down to take it. Just like, nope, we're getting back up. You're welcome. So you have so much to be proud of, and I know your family should be very proud of you. So I know your daughters love you, and hopefully they're proud because they have an amazing mother who is a truth teller, and she's standing in her own truth. And your husband, he just loves you, period. I don't think you could do anything wrong. You could probably poop on him, and he'd be just fine with that.
Well, the dog does that for me.
I said that because my mom took after my dad the other day. Sorry, that's a bad joke. But no, my mom's like, oops, sorry about that, Mike. I apologize. But I mean, she was in the hospital. What can you do? So I get choked up. I started laughing my butt off. This friend walked in on the end of it, and she just landed in the bed. And she's like, "So sorry about that, Mike. I'm very sorry. I apologize." I'm like, "They've been married 50 years, 60, no, 50 years, 50 years." I was like, "What?" But that's love right there. So I just love it though. You guys are cute together. My mom and dad's kind of cute, but he still kind of like has too much PDA, and I'm like, "You guys are old. So knock that crap off." So just kidding. They're not really old, but maybe I'm just a little jealous, but it's okay. I got a pillow. Pillow's very comfy. Hugs me back sometimes. So one day, maybe, but probably not. I'm gonna be single forever. So that's all right though. I mean,
Well,
if anything, I got you guys to just blow steam to or vent to. I mean, how many times have I called you? Like, can you believe that stupid broad? Look what she did. Like, she's just talking out her gums, like flapping them out all day. So I'm glad I got you guys for those moments, those humanly moments where we got to vent, we got to cry, we got to scream, we got to laugh, we got to laugh some more. I mean, I love that about you too, because you're actually one that I can actually laugh with. There's not a lot of people that really feel like laughing when they are so down, and I get it, but man, it feels good to laugh, and it is healing in its own sense. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts on that, I got to tell you, there was a girl years ago. She started her own Facebook group, which was open. This was like, oh, I don't know, maybe good 10, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. But she was so angry. And it's like, I was angry too, but she was like to the extreme
It's like
angry.
I'm going postal.
Well, she had massive lesions on her face and on her body, and I mean, just god awful lesions. So yeah, I get the anger, but then to lash out at other people that have the same thing, she wasn't directing her anger in the right places, I guess is what you want to say. And so
aggressively taking out on others.
Well, like I had that one nodule that had like the number 38 on it. I don't know if you ever seen that one or not.
Yes, yes, I did.
So she asked the question in the group. She's like, does anybody ever seen any like alphabet or numbers? I was like, yeah, I got this little nodule, and it had the number 38 on it. And she's like, oh, well, come out and attack me after she asked the question.
Wow, so she asked the question and she's like, I don't know what you did.
Yeah, but she was so angry. So anyway, I never left her group. I just hadn't posted in there in a long time. And so I went to the group the other day just to check on her. And she hadn't posted like in a long time herself, in a few years, in her group. But I actually went and looked at her own page. And I noticed that it's like she finally got past that overwhelming anger.
Yeah.
And she's
I mean, it is almost, it falls into a place there, doesn't it? Like that anger, and then the mourning, and the letting go, almost like losing, well, it is. We've lost our old lives.
Well, I saw that she was like doing art stuff and selling it, making artsy craftsy stuff, and she was spending time with I guess her kids, and had a grandkid, and she was smiling in the pictures and all. And I was like, oh, I'm so happy.
That's good, because that's typically what that reflects, is people with their own unhappiness.
Yeah.
So good for her. I think a lot of those with this syndrome, mind you, if a syndrome shows certain symptoms, your white blood cells are ever changing. So that's why I like to go with syndrome, because that's typically caused by something or someone versus, so is a disease sometimes, but syndrome just seems to lay flat in place really easy for me. And I don't really know what it is. Who knows what the name actually is? We're going to just go with it.
No, a syndrome is a temporary condition.
Well, it's sometimes, so I actually...
It's subsets of temporary conditions.
I literally thought the same thing, but there are 3 different definitions of it. And I went to look because someone else had called it that long, long time ago. And I was like, I wonder if it is a syndrome, because I always thought a syndrome is what you said. But it does say, to the respect of well, one of the definitions of white blood cell count being basically messed with or manipulated. Then the other one was something that someone has or does that they can't control. And then there was another one. I don't even remember, but I mean, disease, syndrome, I just call it like an asshole thing to do. That's what I call it. But I mean, that's just me thinking out loud here. That's what I do.
Well, we could call it a multifaceted syndrome.
You know what? It certainly is. That's actually very good. Clever. You're a clever girl.
Subset syndrome.
Right. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, so back to that, it seems like it has its place as if someone were dealing with a death, because we do. We mourn our old selves. We mourn our lives that we had. Some more or harder than others. And it follows that pattern of, like denial, anger, sadness, aggression, like more aggression and then more anger. But I
More
think we go
growth.
like 3 times fold with ours.
Remember
And
that?
some, I think, more than others, because I mean, we're all not cookie cutters. We're all human individuals built differently. And a lot of us, I think some people are still learning how to tame their mind and calm their soul, because that's one thing you have to be able to do with this syndrome disease. You have to know and learn how to pick your battles. Remember that you can only do what you can do. You got to learn how to calm your mind and definitely soothe your soul. You've got to cry. You have to cry the tears. I mean, it's part of the process. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't be ashamed. And you have to stand in your own truth. Like Candy says, you do. And you have to love them anyway. I mean, those 2 things I can't say enough. And you are so right. I mean, be true to yourself first and foremost. And don't be mad at us because we didn't do it. And stop correcting us if you got Morgellons too. Nobody knows the answers. And I'm flipping my hair back and forth, but I am not in my car office tonight. I'm actually sitting on my couch in front of the TV. So I can read the comments. Tonight we don't have as many. Yeah. So I'm going to flip my hair back and forth again. So my car office, though, it stunk. I have a dead mouse under my seat because I saved a baby little mouse that big out of the mama cat's mouth, and it was screaming and broke my heart. So I ran over and I grabbed it out of the mama cat's mouth. Dumb me, I rolled it up in my shirt and I get to go in my car. I forget the sides are open on my shirt. Little mouse runs out and it died somewhere in one of the small, mini little thousands of holes right under my seat. And so now my car smells like a morgue for mice. It's pretty bad. So nope, I'm not in my car office. Well, I call it my car office. Because some people just don't like it when you're in there, and they want to know why you're flipping your hair back and forth like you just don't care. I'm going to sing a little diddle on that. A little doodle. How do you call that? A little diddle? I'm going to make a little jingle. So a little rap like, I flip my hair back and forth like I just don't care. You want to ask me why I'm in my car office? I don't know the rest. You got to come up with the rest of that one.
We were talking about the anger, and it reminded me of that Wikimorpedia Morgellons.
You got Morgellons or what? I love it. We should read that list again because that was fabulous. That list was phenomenal. Got Morgellons today. I'm a little more angry. Wait, what was the angry one? It was Morgangry or something like that. You had the whole list. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to remember some of those. I don't remember the one that the Morgerator. What was that? Which one was the Morgerator?
Morganators.
Morganator. The Morganator. Yeah, you got Morgellons and Morganator. Morgasms. Did we have one for that?
Yeah.
Morgasms. That's not what you think.
Morgagons. Morgagons was my favorite.
We need to put the morgasms in there because that's just basically really bad gas pains from the Morgellons in your belly. So wouldn't know anything else. So did you see my video with the bathtub water that I used the other night with the apple cider vinegar and the hand sanitizer with aloe vera gel? That was nuts. Like, at first I had to ask myself, was there a chemical reaction with the two products, right? So I used the Great Value apple cider vinegar and like basically a cup of that, and then the hand sanitizer that I bought in the big gallon at King Dollar for $4. Can't beat that. So, and I was like, man, I got so much of this. What am I gonna do with it? So I just poured like a cup of that in the tub, and like maybe it was like probably 3/4 of a cup of the apple cider vinegar and steaming hot water. Man, I set in, and all of a sudden you can see my legs, my skin, everything. These
I
white, and it was
saw it.
fibers. They were
Yeah.
like, I thought they were just like like just plastic or something, or like the aloe vera gel just turning white. These things were actual fibers. Like you could pick them
Yeah, I
up,
can
and it was
see
just
them
like a
actually
string of
coming out of
yarn.
your skin. I can see them coming out
It
of your
was
skin.
nuts. I mean, I was sitting there going, "What the crap?" I'm grabbing my phone. I'm like, I know I'm naked, but I don't even care. Hopefully, I didn't, didn't get any parts in there. Well, trust me, like my butt's on the back of the milk carton missing. So you probably didn't miss much. If you saw anything, it was probably nothing. So
Well, you done showed my butt on that one YouTube video we did. It's like, what is that? Oh,
I
that's my
still
butt.
didn't even know that was your butt. I mean, luckily, so much of you were covered. I had no idea we were looking at your bottom. Only you knew that, so you just let the secret out.
I was like, hey, it was already live anyway. Might as well just go with it and laugh.
You got a nice hiney, honey. Yeah, I literally had no idea. I'm just pulling it up like, so what's this? And you're like, it's my butt. I'm like, oh, sorry about that. So anyway, so yeah, for those of you that want to try the apple cider vinegar and the I think it would be any hand sanitizer because it has alcohol in it. So I think it's really the combination of the alcohol and the vinegar. But you will watch a whole sweater emerge from your skin. You can knit a sweater afterwards, make you a little Afghan, call it a Morgan, yeah, make you a little Afghan Morgan. So it's not funny really, but it is kind of funny. So, any
Well,
videos you have this evening or anything
I'm
that you want
not
to share?
sure. I have to look on my thing. But you reminded me about something when you did that apple cider vinegar and that hand sanitizer bath. Did I ever tell you about the time I put a gallon of Welch's grape juice in my bathtub?
Oh, you told me, but tell them. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd heard about Welch's grape juice, right? So I went and bought a whole gallon of Welch's grapefruit juice, and my husband was like, he's like, "You're gonna turn the bathtub purple." I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "You're gonna come out purple like that girl on Willy Wonka." He's like, "And you're not gonna be able to get it off your body." I'm like, well, I've got to try it. So I went in, I filled a bathtub full of hot water, and I put that whole gallon of Welch's grape juice in there, and I get in there, and I kick back and close my eyes, and I'm going to kick back about 15, 20 minutes. I sat up, I looked around in that water, and there was like just gobs of fibers, just like in your video. They were just
I
like
did that.
floating.
I did that, not to your extreme, but you're right. It's nuts, isn't it?
And
It's like you're picking them up. Like, what is this? Oh, no
the
jean
whole tub
jacket
was
says,
full.
has anyone tried full body oil dip?
No.
And she also said it's kind of funny, but we gotta laugh. And yes, we do have to laugh. Candy and I do lots of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully with you guys too. I like your name, No Jean Jacket, Candy. Did you see that? I love it. No jean jacket over here.
So anyway, it did not stain my bathtub. It did not stain my skin. Tons of stuff was like floating in that water. And I'm like,
Sorry, my daughter.
yay. So anyway, it got a lot of stuff out. But
Did it really? So I'm sorry, my daughter's making fart sounds and
I'm going to minimize you a minute and see what I have in my little file that I told you about.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, I call it my
I'll
staging
let
file.
Shyla say hello real quick. So she's just trying to ask me a question. That's my 16-year-old acts like she too sometimes. So what would you like to ask, darling? Can Skylar come over? You can say it out loud because everyone knows you're here.
Yes.
Candy says yes. Okay, I guess Candy's the boss tonight, so I'm gonna let her be the boss. No, she can't be the boss all the time because she might be a pushover. Yeah, she says I'm rude to her because I'm a parent. I'm apparently a parent, so that's really bad when you're one of those, man. Kind of sucks to be a friend because you're a parent. Can you turn that off? Pretty please. Yeah. Can you turn that off, pretty please? Well, it's yellow.
Well, you're yellow.
I'm yellow. That light is yellow, I swear. So, did you get a Christmas tree up at all? Anyone? Any of you guys out there get your trees up, or nobody in the mood for it?
Not me.
Just like a dang donkey, freaking mule running through my house.
All right, so I found this video that I got in my staging file. It was this red fiber that I found, and I decided I was going to try different types of music to play to see how it
With the
interacted
frequencies, yeah.
with the different types of music. So anyway, if you want, I can see if I can feed that one in here.
Yeah, please. I want to see it. I'm
All
sure
right.
everyone else would like to, too.
It's 104,749. 104,749. Let's see.
Here, I'm going to reduce myself. I'm going to make myself less of a person right now. You're going to have to pardon me for a second here. How do I go about this now? I'm going to make you a big girl. Yeah, there she is. She's a big girl now. And then I think the other one is for your... Nope. Am I back? No, I'm not back. That's not me. There we go.
Let's see if we can do this. All right. Okay.
Ow.
Oh, it should be coming here. All right, what's going on?
Take your time. I'm sure everyone's kind of like us. We're just kind of not
Well,
really doing much at the moment.
is-
So I'm just glad to see anything that you throw up, that you puke up. Because I think it helps everyone to see that, they're not the only ones experiencing these things.
Come on. Well, I've got it up there. It's just not wanting to play. I have these different issues because most of the time I forget what the hell I was doing.
Yeah, I do the
first time.
same thing. It takes me like a week to get done what would have taken me like a day back in the day.
Yeah.
Pretty sad that I can't even remember. My brain fog is bad. And then even though I know I'll have to do something, it's like I can't get myself moving. I'm too busy like looking at debris or like, what is that? What happened to me? Or messing with lesions. Yeah, it just sucks. It consumes your life. And Lord help me, but I think I give it too much attention on my body sometimes. I just need to go back to ignoring it somewhat like I used to, because then they go away. But I don't know if they go away. I think they just sink back into the skin. So I'm not really sure how this works, if that's a good idea or not. I've had some of the strangest debris lately too, and like pink fibers, blue fibers, green fibers, like way more colors than it used to be. Let's put it like that. Even gold fibers, which is very odd.
It does not want to do it again. Huh.
Not gonna let you. Oh, maybe let me try to. Let me take. No, I'm not sure how to go about this. It should, like last time it had it up like immediately, right?
Right. It was pretty quick.
Wonder if I take myself completely off what we got. Let me try that. I'm gonna do that right now. Got nothing? Didn't work, did it? Oh wait, okay, I see a third one now. So now we have 3. It's down there.
3 what?
Well, there's 3 boxes open. I'm in the top one. Like if you scroll down on where we are now, There's you in the middle one, and then there's a secondary box right below you, which, let me put it up there. Hold on. There we go.
There it goes.
I know I'm here because of my sin. One more time, let me be avenged against the Philistines.
Watch this thing.
Grasp the two middle pillars on which the house rested. And he was wicked against
Okay,
them.
try it again.
One in his left hand and the other, then he bowed with all his strength, and the house fell upon the Lord, and upon all the
There it
people
goes.
who were in it, and upon him as well. So the
There.
dead whom he killed were
Okay, yeah.
more than those whom he had killed during his life. Here's the
Wow.
question. What
That
is
is
it
a
we're
weird
supposed to
one.
learn from Samson's
Tragic
tragic life? Like I told you in the beginning, Samson represents every man born into God's kingdom, and Samson shows us two very important things that we've got to know as men. Number one, write this down.
Whoa.
We are
You can see the
our own
iridescence.
worst enemy. The problem is not that God has not given us the grace or the power or the blessing. God very much has given us that. The problem is we sabotage it. Let me break down Samson's weakness, if I can, really quickly, into five components.
Figure from the Sistine Chapel.
Here, and we have all these.
Watch this now.
Don't put me up there. I don't know what happened, but
Look at there.
golly. That, the iridescence and the fiber optic quality is crazy. That's what I
Look
see
at that.
a lot of, but that
But
was
see the different
great
type of music, how it reacts?
Yeah, the music makes it like it's frequency based. I know that for sure. Got like the cymatics or something going on in it with the frequencies. That color is just super red.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen one like that one. Not that goldish red like that. Let's see it go now. Oh. I like the song. I love the Eagles. Oh, look at that body on that. That middle portion, it's almost like it's impregnated there or something. That is crazy. It looks like a coral snake. It reminds me of the qualities of the coral snake with the orange, black, yellow, or red, yellow, black. Black, red, yellow, kilo. Something like that.
So very supportive of everything that I'm involved in, because I think a lot of
I'm watching for this breakdancing getting ready to come out.
David Powell, the Christian Council, says things that grow in a secret garden always grow mutant. Probably the greatest temptation that I think I face as a pastor is that our church has grown as it got successful. It's me to isolate. Because it's easy to isolate. I don't want people commenting on my job. I don't want them calling out.
No, Gene Jackins says I'm thinking of getting a kiddie pool and filling it with blessed oil to soak in. If I love you. Love you too, No Gene Jackins, and I like that name so much. That's a good idea with the kiddie pool, actually. I tried that one summer with bleach and water. And then I just went to my sister's pool and jumped in it right after they shock treated it. So, and I grabbed my electric fence almost daily. Is that bad or what?
Let me
Look,
see. Yeah.
Is
The
it
other
moving
one.
or is it just? Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if the other one I had was different. Oh, let's see. This is that same fiber. I think it just takes a few minutes for it to load.
Yeah, probably. That would make sense.
Just give it a few. Yeah. So let's see what else happened this week. Oh, talk about the puppy, right? He's done peed
no,
on
how's
my
the puppy
husband.
doing?
Well, he's peed on my husband 5 times. He's never peed on me, never.
Sorry.
So when my husband goes to play with him, right, he bites him all over. I mean, bites him like playing. And when I have him, he licks me. So
Aw,
I don't understand the
poor
difference in
George.
why he's got to be so brutal to him, but he's so gentle with me.
He knows. He's like, that's a female. We gotta treat him with love.
She's got more jealous. We got to be gentle.
Yeah, well, and you're just a kind soul. You know, they say animals are such a good judge of character. And not that George is a bad character. He probably just thinking, George is a pushover. I'm going to bite the shit out of you. Just kidding. No, he probably loves George to death. Those puppy teeth hurt, though, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
They are very painful and sharp. For sure. So, well, Miss, I think that my daughter's getting ready to have some friends over. She keeps like whispering in my ear. I know you guys can hear that. She's like, psh, 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 psh. And can Skylar come over? And then, can I go get her? And so I have the feeling I'm going to have a little bit of a house full here shortly. Hopefully no boys, because I do not want to have to hurt the boys, and I will. Single mother of 4 girls. You learn to be dad, mom, both, and a shotgun. All of the 3. So
It was funny because we had 4 girls too. Anytime any
I
boys
know
would
that
come
you and
over
I
to
had
us,
like so much in common. I laughed when you told me. I'm like, what? I don't know any other person in the world that has 4 girls as far as me knowing them. So that was pretty awesome.
well, when the boys would come over, which they always did, to see the girls, right? Oh, my husband, he was just like so mean and so rude to them, and he's like, you never got
See,
to let
that's
them
me.
think.
Like I'm gonna make some nuggets out of it, or your hamburger out of your nuggets. I'm like, I use pretty bad threats, but you know.
And
Yeah,
this one,
mom's got to do what mom's got to do. So
yeah, one kid came to the
I can
door.
see George right now, like say, "You're not touching my daughter." No, sirree.
This one boy came to the
So,
door, right? He knocks on the door, and so George answers the door, and the kid's like, "Is Lana home?" He's like, "Who are you?" Well,
never coming back.
I'm Richard's son, and he just slammed the door in his face. He went back, Lana, there's a boy at the door for you. So, you know, the girls knew how he was. It's like, oh, she goes to the door. She's like, come on in. So the kid comes in. He's like, okay, so who is your dad and where you live? Well, come to find out, right? George grew up with his dad.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, him and his dad used to like run together, so it was funny.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. Like, I mean, the boys are terrified of me. I don't know why, but I mean, I talk a big talk. I actually walk the walk too, so they do not want to cross the mom. Have no choice. Got to be the dad's shoe, but you know, don't always take a dad. It takes warriors, right, Candy? So yeah, you could do the same thing. I know you could. You'd probably be more terrifying than George.
Oh yeah,
like,
well,
come here.
yeah,
Let me talk to you, little feller.
one of my girls, this guy came over to see her, you know, and I told him, I was like, okay, well, you can go in her bedroom. Y'all just leave the door open. And so anyway, I'm in the kitchen, you know, I'm like, look down the hallway, the door's open. Okay, everything's cool. So then I'll walk down the hallway. I'll look, and I'll see him in the bedroom. I know they hadn't left the house. Oh, found him in the closet.
Oh, in the closet.
Yeah, I opened the closet door. I was like,
nice.
Okay, look, you need to leave my house right now. And he just
Bye,
stood there. I was like, get out of my house now. And
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. Jeez almighty. Like I said, my oldest really put me through the ringer.
Yeah.
So, caught her and her boyfriend one time, and I was just like, I stood there and said, I ain't leaving until you get your little butt off my child, get your clothes back on your booty, your little scrawny ass booty, and march your little white sorry ass out of this house before I get my shotgun and I make you run faster. So, yeah, I don't like that very much. I never had to go through that again, praise the Lord. But yeah, my daughter knows. She even says, Mommy, wasn't very nice, was I, whenever I did that? I'm like, no, you really weren't. What happened to, being a virgin? What happened with that? No, just kidding. I mean, I know that's few and far between, but I kind of always hope we all do, right? Like, actually, just don't ever.
Oh,
What's wrong
so
with that? I wish, well, no, I don't
one
wish
of
because I have my daughters and they're amazing. And Wild Man, hello. I mean, he just
one of,
said he came by to say, hey, Wild Man was asking, and I still haven't had a chance. Candy, maybe you can help me with this. Wild Man was asking about Morgellons disease. He's not familiar with it. And he's been one of my followers on the channel for quite some time. But how would you start out to explain this to a newbie? I mean, I've had so many videos out, but I couldn't direct them on exactly which one to go to. So what would you want to put that in a nutshell for him so he could understand it? Because I know you're really good with this lingo.
Okay, Morgellons disease is genetically modified organism disease. Genetics
That's what it
is the DNA. Modifying means changing. An organism is any living thing. So they're taking the DNA, putting it in a lab and modifying it of any living organism, which can be a bug, a mold, a fungus, a horse, a cow, a fetus.
Doesn't matter.
DNA is DNA. Okay?
Yeah.
Organisms are
and
organisms.
they're doing it, let me tell you.
And then, so if you take the DNA and you put that DNA of other living organisms into the food supply, and people that have their own DNA are eating that food, so you're actually
everything
like
you eat.
exposed to other living organisms through the DNA. So the biting and crawling sensations that you get and these foreign objects coming out of your body is because
genetically modified organisms.
They've modified the DNA of other living organisms. You're eating it, and so it's mixed with your DNA, so you're creating new life forms. So we're not actually we don't have bugs crawling up underneath our skin.
No,
but
it's not like that.
We have the DNA of those bugs or those organisms. We get that sensation because we have the DNA inside of our bodies. As far as
things that come out,
fibers come out, some of the fibers that come out, I've had some that's looked like bugs. I had tons of just nothing but wings.
They shapeshift and mimic things, don't they?
Oh yeah, I've had them.
I've noticed.
Look like little
newspaper comes out of your body.
Oh, and what about the monkfish thing?
That was bizarre, but I mean, honestly, my opinion has always been that they mimic. They're shapeshifters because they're genetically modified, and they are in all of us.
Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah,
we're just spitting them out. That's the only difference. I'm sorry. I mean, that is the truth.
We're lucky ones,
and that's just cut and dry for me. So I would rather spit them out than walk around not knowing what the hell's going on.
Oh, and then
that's simple.
I can't remember.
But I mean, to like Candy, that was a very good way. You just put that just cut and dried and exactly like it should have been. So thank you for explaining that, because there's a lot of people that ask, and I have to pause sometimes because sometimes I feel like I just jump in a little too far ahead for the mentality and the physical portion of the body, the brain to actually catch up with. So that was, I mean, perfectly said. I mean, genetically modified organisms that are in our food supplies, our water sources, our air. I mean, aerosol.
And a lot of people
you can't deny it.
And a lot of people don't understand that when you tell them that, they look at you like you're lost your mind or something.
Crazy tinfoil hat, right?
Go pick up a Cheerios box. Read up underneath nutritional facts on the box. If you go to the grocery store, you see oranges there. It says non-GMO. You hear the evil Triscuit commercial on TV. Oh my God, that one makes me so angry I can't even see straight. Oh, Triscuit, it's non-jalakaba. Oh, Triscuit, it's non-jalakaba. Oh, Triscuit, it's non-genetically modified. And then she's like, and I am non-genetically modified too, and winks her eye and grins.
Yeah, it's all a lie. And I mean, it's right. You're right. Proof's in the pudding. It's like they're predictive programming. I mean, they have been telling us all these things forever.
Yeah, and they actually, their truth in labeling laws, so they can label it as non-GMO if they want to. or organic, but that doesn't make it so, because there's no repercussions for labeling it any damn way you want to and charging 2 or 3 times as much more money. And you're still getting the
Sounds
same
great.
product that you would, I mean,
Yeah.
so everybody's
Yep.
eating it.
Oh yeah. Well, no jeans. Jackin said, "Why do we get it and not everyone else?" That's just it. That's what we're trying to say. It is in everybody. It's not just us. It's impossible. It's inevitable. It's in your food. You go to, like Candy said, go to the store. It's on your shelves. It says so on the boxes, on everything. Or the commercials of predictive programming with a little wink wink on the Triscuit commercial. Or I mean, it says it right on the box, and people just see, oh, GMO, and nobody knows what it stands for or what they're just like, oh, that's some new thing. How cool. I want this. It must be a better product. But what that means is, like Candy said, genetically modified organisms. Genetics, your genes, like she said, living, genetically modifying what your genes, and organisms, any living thing. I don't care if it's a turtle, a little bug, a little spermy, or a little, I'm sorry to say that did come flat straight out of my mouth. True story. I mean, the human embryo, it's genetic.
And then it's in
your air. It's
well,
everywhere.
and you add the glyphosate to it on top of that.
The graphene.
And then not only that, 95% of all cotton is GMO. So even if you're not eating it, you're wearing it.
That's why you can look at your little covers on your face and see that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you saw where I scoped that mask that still had the plastic wrapper around it.
Oh, wait a sec. I got to show you what I just got. We should do a thing right here. Hold on. I got a brand new one. I'll be right back. I got to show you this. You guys are going to die. It is nuts.
Hi, Wild Man. Come by to say hi. Nina dropped by to see what is going on. And then No Gene Jackin says, why do we get it? Not everyone. Well, a lot of that has to do with the amount that you've been exposed to, what varieties you've been exposed to.
Okay,
That
so
has a lot to do with it.
Please notice that this is packaged completely sealed, right? And then inside the sealed package is a more sealed package. So hold on 1 second. I got, where'd I go? Okay, so I don't know if it's showing this or not, but shoot. Okay, so I don't see me there in the picture. I think it's got your video still.
Yeah, I don't see nothing but a black screen on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out, jump out.
Ow. So anyway, as far as why some people get it and some people don't, it needs an activator.
Ta-da! Okay, see this? So you guys can see that, right?
Yeah.
It's still not actually working. There we go. So look at my finger, just putting it right in front of your face. Okay, so we're gonna look at this. I'm gonna open this package in front of you guys, right? This is sealed also, completely sealed, not open at any level. Now I want you to read what it says. Oh, this is the package that doesn't say it. This one says nanofibers. The other one, the big package says nanofibers something else. Let's get it in there. So this is
Japanese or Chinese.
I gotta go find the other one. Shoot, where's the other one? Okay, Candy, you gotta talk to him for a second because I gotta go find the package that says it.
Yeah, I can't read that language.
This is just one of them. Does it say that on there anywhere? Can you see it?
All I see is
it actually says nanoparticular, or it says nanotechnology.
No, it's showing like it's like Chinese or Japanese symbols or something. I don't see any
Chinese.
English.
Pretty
yeah.
well.
I see no English.
China, hold on. Yeah, this is Amazon.
We speaking no English.
What's that? You guys gotta read this thing.
All right, so why some people get it and some don't. It needs an activator. So a reason, like sometimes if you get sick or you have like a lot of stress in your life, or your immune system is weakened because you've gone through like bad emotional times or something and just have a lot of stuff going on. And it's like, so it's like opportunistic once it gets activated. But then once it's activated, then it's like, oh, it's on now, you know? So a lot of that has to do with it. Another activator is glyphosate, which is a lot of that is in the food supply because of the GMOs. That's what they spray it with to control the weeds and a lot of the crops. So, oh, sorry, I had this Band-Aid on my finger where I took a chunk out of my skin.
Isn't that weird that that just disappeared like that? I swear it's somewhere in this house. But so I cannot find the one on the package where it says basically it flat out says nano fiber or nano mass with nanotechnology. But this is the little hand, or this is a microscope I slip over my phone. I don't know if you can see that, but you just slip it over like the top of, for instance, I'm going to use this phone just to show you. So there's the back side. You just slip it right over this here. If I can get it. And then whenever it's over the lens there, this is what the light will come on. Basically, I mean, you're not going to be able to see anything right now, but yeah, because that is the phone with the broken camera. But take one of those microscopes like that. Like Candy has a really awesome one. I wish I had one like hers. Santa. Anyways, and look at those masks. You know, I know you Morgellons people, I know you have no problem knowing this. But you other individuals out there that are just learning about this is like your proof right there. Morgellons is not just one thing, it's everything, in my opinion. It's everywhere. It's everything. It's in your air, it's in your food, it's in your body, it's in your clothes, it's in your dogs, it's in your cats, it's in your
and tampons and sanitary napkins and toilet paper. How more personal can you get than that?
Yeah, well, like when I have to buy my daughter her feminine products, I literally cringe. I just cringe. I'm just not happy that I have to do that. Nina Gonzalez says we haven't gone around testing everyone, and they spray it through, and I can't say this out loud, but the con artist trails, you guys know what I mean, and it's in our pharmaceuticals, and then the graphene oxide, which I was just talking about, antibiotics, cereal, cosmetics, food supply chain, like she says, and like we've been saying, just everything you can think of.
And your clothing,
Morgellons does not discriminate. It doesn't
your
discriminate.
clothing,
Yeah, everything, because cotton, yeah. I mean, but the feminine products, is that not, like, that bothers me. It bothers me because I still have to, you know, too, and I mean, I'm just like, what do you do? What do you do when you're female? It sucks. I take a freaking thing of Lysol and spray the shit. That's what I do, but I mean,
hey, at least you don't have to worry about crotch rot.
Yeah, you are welcome.
It's been
What would you
disinfected.
call that? The Morgellons vocab word. What would that be? Morgra, or what would that be? Mach rot. It's Mach rot, guys. No Mach rot here. Yeah, those more vocabulary words are. We're gonna have to read them again probably next time because it's been a while. And then if y'all have anything to add to it, it would be kind of cool. So we'll make a big old freaking encyclopedia of it, or a dictionary.
I got it here if you want me to read it.
Yeah, yeah.
You hear me?
So I see we have a Hunta Kanat. I hope I said that right. It says VAWR.tech, Bowertech.
Hot retarded chick.
Actually, I don't want to be female either. I know, I love her. The handle there is pretty hilarious. We got a lot of cool handles here. We got Child of God, 2743. Thank you for the bath idea. We got Wild Man. I can't see what it says. So the Vax is the, and then something's blocking it. Can you read that, Candy?
Look, so the Vax is the next step then, with the Hydra enzyme corrupting us. That was Wild Man.
Yeah, and so Morgellons, if we want to be real technical with it, many of us have been pulling the hydras out of our bodies for a long time. Carl Schultz can show you like a pretty much album of them. I myself have seen these things in myself as well. It's not like it's something new. It's just in the Vax. Like this thing has existed for so long here that I think it just, how could it not find its way itself into the vax is what I'm trying to say. Jeez, my tongue is tied. But I mean, I think methinks this has been around in our world for quite some time. I am just saying Candy Nelson is over 20 years suffering, so do the math. It's it's hard to know and have all the answers, but like we're learning as we go. And
Well,
Candy, I know you know a lot about what works, what doesn't, what you think these are, and genetically modified is a no-brainer.
Well, and what gets me is like, when I post something out there, I post a picture, I post a video or whatever, and somebody comes back and
nobody
says,
thinks anything.
"Oh, it's this. It's absolutely
it's dog
this.
fur. It's cat
You
fur.
gotta follow this." And I'm like, "No, I don't have to follow you. Just because you say it's that doesn't make it so. This is my body, my choice."
Oh, it's just a dog fur. Yeah. Like, I'm not freaking stupid. I know the damn difference. I mean, obviously, the obvious comes to mind first. We're not retarded.
And then just sit there and tell me,
sorry,
when I got that fiber that reacts to the sci-fi music, oh, it's not. No. I'm like, don't tell me it's not.
On it heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell me
or
it's
how about
not.
the one that was coming straight out of my arm? Like, yeah, no, that was just, I went in the night before I did surgery on my arm, and I tied a little string around my bone, and then I just opened my arm up and pulled the string out. That's how that happened. Believe me, don't you? It's like, what is the matter with people? Like, they just, and this is how they already have it, because these things interconnect in one's brain. It's like a circuit board, I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, programmed. They can be programmed, and they can read and your stats, your body temperatures, and your blood pressure, and your mind, and also program you to what to think or what to do, or divert you away from things. I mean, this is how I feel about it. I'm not telling you it's true, but I feel this way with all my heart, because I've seen them do this shit. So,
well, and
call me crazy, because everyone else has
and you saw the one with the sewing machine. You saw the one with the sewing machine, and I'm like,
you can't deny that. Yeah,
I mean, it was literally like a snake. Like, it was like,
yes, yeah. And how could people still tell you, like, no, it's just they say static, right?
Static.
So stupid. It's like, who hit you with the dummy stick? Who dropped you on your head? What the heck is wrong with you? So I don't know. We got a crazy world, but then we got to remember these people are probably acting like this because of the fibers, And it's so hard to not get angry with them and say, you freaking idiot. Like, how can you not see this? And then I'm thinking, but wait a minute, it's everywhere in all of us. And people aren't even savvy to just this.
Are you still there?
Literally stupid. And it's not just laziness. They have become ignorant. And there's something behind that. And I think it might be a genetically modified organism. Me thinking out loud.
Let me tell you something I discovered, Lisa. I went out and I was trying to find that video where that Dr. Carrie Medj.
The one I sent you?
Yeah. I was trying to find it so I could send it to Paul. And so, anyway, I was having a hard time finding it. I finally did. But I went in and I just put her name on the internet and I hit search, right? And so all these negative stuff started coming back, how they were calling her conspiracy theorists. They were calling her really bad names. Yeah. And well, let me tell you the funny part though, right? So all these videos that was like really talking her down and trying to discredit her ran across one after another, after another, after another. Well, I finally came to a site that was like a doctor review site. Every single damn one of her patients was like, she's amazing. She saved my life. She did this. She did that. She did the other. And so no matter how bad they try to make her look, this was like in 2015. Yeah. All these patients, like every one after another, was just talking about how sweet that the staff was and how amazing their visit was. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get out my cell phone and I'm going to video all those positive comments that all those patients put out there, because guess what? They're going to wind up taking that stuff down. It's going to disappear. And so
You
to
know,
try
I
and make
wish they
her
would,
look
but I
right,
really think Morgellons would have disappeared too. Like all the comments on that, but it's in the freaking algorithm. Something's bad. Something's wrong.
well, and but
It's
like I said,
sad, but she is a
they're
lovely
so
lady, and I
busy.
think that
Well, they're so busy trying to discredit her because she put that video out there calling her conspiracy theorist and
yeah, I got
left
that too
wing
when I put
whatever
mine out.
nut job. Yeah, they call her every damn name in the book. And then I ran
It's like
across that
us.
one site, and like I said, every single one of those patients was just like, she saved my life. You
That
know,
tells you
she's
something right there.
open minded, was saying all these things about how all the positive things. The patients were saying that. So no, you can't take that
Yeah.
from her.
No, you can't. And you know, I mean, just like all of us screaming this at the top of our lungs, it's no different than Carrie Maddox or any of the doctors that do know. We're all screaming it and saying it, and we're all very, very, good individuals, just no different than any other. We're all upstanding citizens, um, and we can't get anyone to believe us. And we've been called every name in the book. It's a spiritual warfare. We're punished for something
And she says that too
bigger
in her
than
video. She said this is a
it. Oh
spiritual
yeah, she
warfare.
sure did. Yeah, and it is. It is. It's a battle of the soul. It is. And if the Bible wasn't real to you before, any of you guys, I sure hope it's real now, because everything that was written is there. And if this is happening, then you got to know that God's happening. I mean, it's just plain and simple, really. But it's really hard, too, to know everything. So we're learning. We are learning and growing as we go. And all we know is we are survivors. And nobody's going to hold us back. Nobody's going to keep us down. Oh, I can make a song out of that. Nobody's going to hold us back. Nobody's going to keep us down. Come on. Jingle in. Jingle in. Come on. Got nothing? Nothing? Just kidding. That is a song already, I think. Oh, the Golden Girls? Just kidding. Facts of Life. Yes.
I think
Okay.
no, I think it was Laverne and Shirley.
Oh, yeah. That too. Or the Facts of Life, or one of those oldies but goodies. Did I just give away my age? Shoot. Just kidding.
I
All
think we
right,
need to be
guys.
more
I
Thelma
think
and Louise.
that you and I were Thelma and Louise on the way to New Mexico. We're like, we felt like it. We really actually were kind of going with that motto right there. I think we made a good Thelma and Louise too. Except for we're not gonna drive off no damn cliff. No way. I mean, if it has a parachute, maybe.
I
But
wanted to drive through that big billboard sign that said if you get vaccinated, you could win a lottery of $1 million. I was like, I would have liked to drive through
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I showed you. I posted that text that they sent us here in Texas, telling like, come on down and we'll pay you $100 for the vac to get the vax. And I'm laughing. I'm like, you guys are gonna go get $100 for your freaking life? You are genius, genius. And I apologize. I don't want to be mean, because I know there's people out there that have got the vax. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm sorry. I wish you wouldn't have. But now, welcome to our lives, I guess.
Yeah, but like I said, I was in utter shock when I seen that huge billboard in the desert, in the middle of the desert.
That was crazy.
And it was like,
We should have drove
you
through
get
it. You're
vaccinated,
right.
you can be entered to win $1 million.
Yeah, we should have drove right through the big billboard. Seriously. I know, there's just crazy. Well, I mean, geez, like they were advertising like the day after COVID came out, they had all these thousands and millions of masks made already, like just completely made, ready to go. It's like, here you go. We were expecting this. Like, come on, there's something wrong. But we've known that if we could just wake the masses, that's what we wish we could do.
How many times has it been posted? It's like, if this was
Yeah.
so contagious, why are there not hazmat receptacles for all these damn masks all over the parking lot and in the buggies?
Exactly. Exactly. We're living in those times, folks. But don't be afraid. Do not fear. Put on your big girl panties, your big boy underoos, and buckle up and hold on for the ride and get your full armor on, because we got to be ready. It's coming. And we are warriors. I mean, we are like, there's strength in numbers. And those measly little individuals, those like, oh, I'm so elite, I'm really rich, and I'm just going to control your life because I want to win it over to Satan. They're nobody. And they've already lost the battle. Just don't forget that. The battle is already lost by them. Even though we're still here, they already know what their outcome is. That's why they're trying so hard right now, working overtime, trying to rein us in and say, oh, come on, they're catfishing you. Don't be catfish. Don't do it. Just be strong, be you, don't fear, and we will persevere. We're going to overcome. We will rise above all of this. So I talk a lot, don't I, today? Every day. So I have lots to say, but so much to say. No husband to talk to. My child doesn't even talk to me. I talk a lot to myself sometimes. Just kidding. No, I'm not really, though. I mean that. So.
My husband's like, does she ever shut up? Talking about me. You hear me? I said, my husband's always like, does she ever shut up? He's like, nope.
Oh, no. Candy is like so good. And she's so educational whenever it comes to that. We appreciate you, Candy. Thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, no, George got a good woman and she's got a good man. So, I mean, I wish they'd come over here and fix my computer, though, George. Just saying, George, if you're not doing anything, you want to bring Candy over here so we can help in Louisiana.
Hey, I told you when he was out on that short-term disability, I was like, come on, go to Tennessee with me. I want you to meet my friend Rick. I was like, I'll pay for everything. I saved my little budget. I was like, I'll pay for everything. You don't have to pay for nothing. It's like, no. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, I'm going without you.
You like your home. I know. I understand. Well,
and
maybe one
people,
day.
yeah, and people don't get it because, like I have another girlfriend and she's like, oh, well, you and George ought to meet us for dinner sometime. I was like, okay, well, I will see you there. You won't be there, but I'll be there.
Oh, I totally get that. My dad is just like that. Actually, every man I know is like that. I don't know many men anymore, though, so it's probably a good thing. So, all right, dearie. Shyla and her friend just came back, so you probably saw them walk by. So I'm gonna get off here. And anything you want to add before we call it an evening?
I guess not. Something I wanted to
watch.
talk
Well, hey, like we'll be done here. We're like, oh crap, I should have talked about that.
Yeah, well, actually, I had something I wanted to call you about afterwards, but now I forgot what it was. If I remember, I'll call you.
Yeah, call me. All right, guys. We love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thanks for stopping by, all of you. Nina Gonzalez, hot started chick. I almost hate to say it. As a Hakira, Hamkira.
No, look.
Wow.
No, hot retarded. No, hot retarded chick.
Yep, and then Child of God, 2743. She's thank you for the bath idea. Wow, man. So the vax, the next steps. We got yours. And no jean jacket. We love it. I love it. I love it. I love you guys. So we will talk to you all soon. And this is us signing out. Love you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.